You're watching the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament telecast presented by Principal. And on this quarterfinal Friday, in the shadow of the arch, absolute madness. Auburn becomes the first #1 seed to lose their opener since 2004. They're buried underneath 31 from Colin Sexton. And then Big Blue Nation comes out in full force, and Kentucky swarms Georgia, holding the Dogs to just 49. So we're set for two more tonight, starting with the co-champs, the Tennessee Volunteers, coming in as a 2 seed to take on 7 seed Mississippi State. And with that, we welcome you courtside. It has already been a remarkable day. We hope that continues. Tom Hart, Jimmy Dykes. We'll hear from Molly McGrath in just a moment. Nobody expected this out of Tennessee. Nobody in the media, and maybe not anybody over there, but they have had an amazing season.
Yeah, they really have. Picked 13th in the preseason poll, and they find themselves co-champions. And how they've done is what really impressed me. There's nothing dynamic about Tennessee, but they have no flaws you can just expose and attack. They're a very well-rounded team. They walk out of that locker room as one, probably as well as anybody we have right now in this tournament.
And their big one is the player of the year. Grant Williams has been a fantastic leader.
Yeah, Tom, they walk out as one, but it's number 2 that has led them to the top of the charts. This is a guy that's just a mid-post monster all season long. Very explosive, gets a lot of deep post touches, so you cannot be effective with a double team on him. When he's making rim runs in transition, Tennessee is at their best. And number 2 for the Vols is hard to guard.
Rick Barnes has some experience winning conference tournament. He won the old Big East with Providence. Let's find out what he said to the team before this one. Molly McGrath was in the huddle. She's with us now.
Yeah, well, just moments ago in the locker room, Tennessee's head coach Rick Barnes said to his team, the first thing he said, what's our identity? Everyone answered at the same time, we're an inside-out team. So he said, all right, you need to attack all the space on the court. You know that they're going to pressure you, so you need to fight back and crush them inside. Don't settle for bad shots. I want you to attack the rim. And he finished by saying, we have prepared for this. I want you to go about this like grown men and take care of business.
He says grown men. They're still a very young team, but they are mature under Rick Barnes, and they are the hottest team in the SEC. They've won 4 in a row. Meanwhile, Mississippi State is looking to make some noise. Ben Howland's team is trying to make it back to the postseason. They need more great games from Lamar Peters. He had 24, a season high last night in the win against LSU. 5 of 7 from deep. Mississippi State, Jimmy, is not known as a three-point shooting team, but they were red hot.
Boy, they sure were. And Tennessee is well aware of the firepower that Mississippi State has in those 3 guards. They can really get downhill. Tennessee has to guard the bounce to start this game. And
right off the bat, Grant Williams had a clean look but couldn't finish it. Here comes Peters to push. Sophomore from New Orleans.
Tennessee, they're a physical man-to-man team. Strong in the gap help. You saw the Peters tried to punch the defense early. Schofield right on top of it.
In terms of defensive efficiency, which takes into account the pace of play and their effectiveness defensively, they're the 3rd best team in the country, according to Ken Pomeroy. Xavier Stapleton is off the mark with his first attempt. He did not play well in the first game between these two teams. Tennessee absolutely slaughtered Mississippi State down at the hump. As you look at the Vols starting 5, Admiral Schofield has been red hot for the Vols, but early on, both of the stars missed their first attempts. Abdul Adu gives it back out to Quindary Weatherspoon. Trying to go over Schofield for the jumper.
Tom, he can make guarded shots. Q Weatherspoon, I think, has the best shot selection of anyone that Ben Howland puts on the floor. And you have to make guarded shots to stay in any ball game with Tennessee.
Vols get their first bucket on a jumper from Jordan Bowden.
There's not a lot of weaknesses on this Tennessee club. Bowden can knock down threes. Lamonte Turner, 6th man of the year, can come in and explode from 3. They trust their ball movement as well as anyone in this league. Boy, they bounced Q out hard, didn't they, on that first ball screen of the game for Mississippi State. Black with a hard hedge and under.
Bowden lost it, back the other way. Ben Howland spent 10 years at UCLA before he came to Starkville. Led the Bruins to 7 NCAA tournaments, 4 Pac-10 titles, and 3 consecutive Final Fours. He did it with the help of 18 different NBA players in that span.
Well, he still has a fire and a competitive juice in him that can rival anyone half of his age. You watch him when his team's on defense, how he gets down and stance himself and talks every pass.
Weatherspoon got in the paint, didn't like the look. Out to his brother Nick. And a freshman hits his first jumper.
I like the decision by Nick Weatherspoon. Tom, he's only a 28% three-point shooter to turn it down and get a better two.
Great job running the floor by Kyle Alexander. He's been shooting 75% in conference play.
Tennessee wants to play fast, made or miss. They're big, whether it's a 5 or a 4, is going to run straight to the rim and try to get a deep post touch early. Watch the ball screen action by Mississippi State. And that time Weatherspoon rejects it. Ooh, and that's very well done. He didn't want to get into that hard hedge ball screen defense of Tennessee. He rejects the ball screen for a tough pull-up too.
And that's just a freshman. He had 15 in the win last night against LSU. Mississippi State held on for an 80-77 victory. They shot 59% from three. Grant Williams on the glass. Out to Bone, and they will reset. Neither one of these teams score a lot of points. They're not worried about tempo. They're deliberate on the offensive end. And when you got a guy like that, you can be. Admiral Schofield may be the player of the league over the last couple of weeks. 24 points a game on 54% shooting his last 3.
Another reason why Tennessee is so difficult to defend. At all times, Schofield or Grant Williams is a mismatch waiting to happen. That time Schofield realized he had the smaller guard on him, so they post him up as that mismatch 4.
An issue for Mississippi State last night, turnovers. Q Weatherspoon and Lamar Peters combined for 12. Xavier Stapleton, no. And it's pulled down by Jordan Bowden. He's their leading rebounder from the 2 spot at 3.5 a game. They bring the double out to Alexander. A swing to the corner and Bowden for 3. Peters in traffic, weaves his way down. And he'll get a trip to the free throw line after the foul on Kyle Alexander. First time out of this one. Game number 3 on quarterfinal Friday. It is nip and tuck as expected.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys.
Zach, talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay. Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
AT&T gives you more for your thing, your getting serious thing. That moving out of the friend zone, moving in together, and getting two of everything thing. Those fur babies preparing you for real babies thing. That one for me, one for you, us together for the rest of forever thing. Buy one iPhone 8, get one iPhone 8 on us. More for your thing. That's our thing.
The coach amps from Rocky Top with an early lead, and Jimmy, they can really find their mismatches.
Yeah, they can. And just a couple of possessions ago, right over here, Schofield is being guarded by an equal-sized defender, Q Weatherspoon. And Q Weatherspoon is going to pass him off right into now a switch onto a much smaller defender. You start switching out of convenience against Tennessee, it plays right into their hands. Boom, there he is. Schofield goes from being guarded from a 6'5" guy to a 6-foot kid, and it's all over at that point. And that's, again, the problem that Tennessee can put on you. You start switching, you switch into a mismatch, and 5 or Grant Williams can make you pay.
Admiral Schofield was fantastic last time they met. He had 24 points on 50% shooting, also had 7 boards. That was a night where Grant Williams only had 8 and 7. Schofield worked his way to a second-team all-conference selection this season. Lamar Peters hit the free throw line, 64% on the year. Let's check in with Molly.
Well, Ben Howland talking to his team all about guarding Admiral Schofield in that last time out. He said when Schofield's curling in the post, you need to go underneath it. If he's high, stay high with him, but you need to stay on him. We can't let him keep getting this momentum.
That's 2 for Peters. Then how does that affect what we just saw?
Well, what the report is, Ben's now saying we can't switch on this because you start talking about going underneath stuff. That's not what you tell defenses when you're switching.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Schofield from this point. Will Q stay on him?
Schofield has been a good three-point shooter over the course of this season. That's a new part of his arsenal, but not great. And that's what they'll give up, just as they did there, and he couldn't knock it down. Chance to save, but step on the inline by James Daniel. Just checked into the game for Tennessee.
Talking to Rick Barnes before the ball game and talking about Admiral Schofield, he said, Jimmy, that he's gone from a 78 RPM record to a 33 RPM record. And for those of you that are too young to understand that, some will explain that to you. But the game has slowed down for Admiral Schofield finally. And it's, again, the longer you play the game, the slower the game becomes. And that's exactly what's happening for Admiral Schofield.
Okay, let's fast forward. I get a comp for that, okay? That's like listening to a podcast on 1.5 or 2 times regular speed versus just regular speed.
Yeah, same thing.
Peters turns it over. That was an issue last night. He had 6 turnovers to go with 6 assists. Lamonte Turner with the drive. 6th man of the year. No. Alexander went for the jam, but they say it was in the cylinder.
Well, there's a big-time seal-off, though, by Alexander to open up the driving lane. A kid that is so active on that offensive glass. Watch the seal by Alexander right there. That's a very good job. And once you get that seal, you now have inside offensive rebounding position as well. He just didn't get it to go down.
A little bit of pressure here from Tennessee. James Daniel will pick up full court on the freshman Weatherspoon.
Talk, Grant. Almost got his guy picked off because he was 30 feet back off of the ball.
It's usually not an issue for Grant Williams. Communication.
Yeah.
Heath Pons is in the game guarding Weatherspoon for Tennessee. And then we get a foul on the floor.
Tennessee has terrific gap help defense. So if you're the on-ball defender, Tom, you don't want to foul. You don't want to foul and bail them out because you know the help for your defense. It's built in waiting on it. They fouled that time right before Q Weatherspoon was driving into the help defense.
That foul was whistled on Pons. Off the inbounds, a corner 3. Quindary Weatherspoon finds the rebound.
Tennessee is not hitting first when that ball's on the glass. And they are a hit first, find the ball second team.
Weatherspoon. What we got? Pat Adams has a foul on the drive.
Tennessee having trouble. Q Weatherspoon off the bounce. And I'm not sure who the contact was called on.
They got Pons at the end, number 35.
Yeah, right there, yeah. Yeah, he does a good job, Q does, of avoiding the contact of Grant Williams, and Pons comes in from behind.
And so 2 free throws for Quindary Weatherspoon. All-conference selection for the 2nd consecutive year. 4-star recruit coming out of Velma Jackson in Canton, Mississippi. Playing with his brother Nick. Shares the backcourt with the freshman.
Well, you look at Tennessee's roster, how they're built defensively. Q Weatherspoon, he had big numbers the last time they played. That's maybe the one thing that Tennessee doesn't have is that 6'5" quick guard that can handle this kid.
Got a foul before the shot, and that's going to be on Tyson Carter. Yep, he was, Quindary Weatherspoon was really the only one who had a big game the last time they met. He had 17.
Yeah.
Mississippi State lost that one 76-54. That was a statement win for Tennessee, and it may have been a statement loss for Mississippi State. They were right there on the bubble.
It really was that night, Tom. We were all watching thinking, I think they were like maybe the first 4 out going into that game, according to Gerald and Artie, and they couldn't get it done on their home floor. And now they find themselves in must-win situation in St. Louis.
Grant Williams kicks to the corner. James Daniel off the mark. Offensive rebound, Lamonte Turner.
Boy, gang rebound. Sending 4 to the offensive glass to start this game is Tennessee.
Mississippi State without a field goal over the last 3.5 minutes. They go to Abdul Adu. Working on Derek Walker, and he turns it over.
Yeah, there's no reason to double team Abdul Adu. He's not skilled against man-to-man defense on the low block. Watch Tennessee. If you don't want to rebound in March, you don't want to win. 4 white jerseys. The shooter in the corner was the only guy rotating back, just pounding that offensive glass to start the game.
Great position by Grant Williams, and the player of the year converts.
How good was that? You talk about a young man that will sit on your thighs and take you away as a defender. You cannot do it any better than what number 2 in white just did. That was special.
Near steal. Mississippi State sticks with it, and then another turnover. Eli Wright shuffled his feet.
Tennessee's a very good post-feed team, but watch, look at that. You're spread out like a big Sunday buffet. It is over at that point if you're Grant Williams. He got both feet in the restricted arc, got the defender on the high side, and again, he's 6'5.5". The guy defending was 6'11", but it doesn't matter when you get deep post touches like Grant Williams just did.
Just make sure you have a clean plate when you go back.
Speaking of buffets, how about the one we had just an hour ago? Well done.
You deserve it. You've been working all day.
I don't know if I deserved it, but I took it.
Keyshawn Feazell with the foul, and they're piling up now for Mississippi State between the fouls and the turnovers. 3 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. Mississippi State found an early flow last night against LSU, and it came from behind the arc.
That is a very hard out-of-bounds play to defend that Tennessee just ran. And Mississippi State was all over it, trying to screen up and slip it.
James Daniel open, and he knocks down his first triple.
Well, look at James Daniel guard the ball. It's like Javon Carter-like from West Virginia, just right in your grill.
Bowden with the board. Tennessee on a 7-0 run. Wright got his hands on it. Mississippi State hasn't made a 3 tonight. They're 0 for 3. They hit 9 of 12 in the first half to get on that early run and rhythm. Holman couldn't find it. Grant Williams does. 3-on-2 for Tennessee. Turner takes it all the way, and he gets a trip to the line. A burst of speed for Lamonte Turner, and he draws a foul on Eli Wright.
Yeah, he was just trying to draw a foul because watch right here. When he covers that thing up with 2 arms like a running back, he knows that at very least I'm going to get myself to the free throw stripe.
6th man of the year, Lamonte Turner. 91% from the line. Not very often he misses as Quindary Weatherspoon returns.
Tennessee has better talent than most people think when you talk about Tennessee basketball right now. Player of the year in Grant Williams, Schofield playing as well as anybody in the country at that big 3, small 4 position. You got guys off the bench like Turner that can jump up and make 3 or 4 threes in a row on you.
He hit 7 threes earlier this season against Providence. That was the 5th most in school history.
Tom, they play the right way, but they got some dudes.
Yeah.
And that's why they have found their way into that co-champion slot with Auburn this year.
16 assists a game. That kind of speaks to what you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely.
Number 1 in the league.
Yes.
Peters able to shake Daniel.
Well, it's hard to shake Daniel.
Daniel is hounding him.
Man, if you talk about being there on the catch, you can't do any better than Daniel's done so far.
Peters has nowhere to go. Shot clock's at 5. State has yet to make a 3. Weatherspoon off the window. Adu with the tip.
The value of a guy, late clock like Q, that can get the ball up on the rim. That's the mismatch that Mississippi State has in this game working on their end. Q Weatherspoon's ability to drive the ball and get the thing up on the rim.
But Tennessee's been a great defensive team all season. Another great defender is in the building tonight. Hockey Hall of Famer Chris Pronger, the longtime Blue, is here, and we will have a chat with him. Molly will catch up with the former Blue.
Gatorade G2. Half the sugar with all the electrolytes.
Let's go.
Made to help you handle the heat and bring the fire. You were made for this, and Gatorade was made to fuel it.
It's Belk's anniversary sale, and our spring fashion is here. Shop designer brands and store-wide bonus buys. Save on Crown and Ivy, spring dresses, fine jewelry, and more. Choose your Lancome free gift. Plus, earn Belk Bucks during our anniversary sale.
At Hooters, you can watch the tournament with your buddies. All your buddies. Like the ones with ice-cold beer. And one-of-a-kind wings that are nothing but net. Buddies you won't have to fight for the remote. Buddies who know a thing or two about basketball. And the fans who live for it. Hooters, your official hangout for game day. Come watch all the games and try our new smoked wings. Marinated overnight, smoked low and slow. They're smoky, tasty, and smoky.
Hey, we didn't have a homeowner's claim last year, so Allstate's giving us money back on our bill.
Seems fair. Didn't use it.
Wish we got money back on gym memberships.
Get money back.
Hilarious.
With claim-free rewards. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
It's about having fun with the people that matter. Being spontaneously playful. Savoring life. And making every moment colorful. Crown and Ivy, exclusively at Belk. Shop our anniversary sale.
We're in the corner, 14th and Clark, inside the Scott Trade Center, home of the St. Louis Blues. That's right, the Great One was here for about a half season, and so is Hall of Famer Chris Pronger. Al McGinnis as well. He's got a statue outside, but Pronger is right here inside the building. He's standing by with our Molly McGrath.
All right, thank you, Tom. Chris, you were with the Blues for 9 seasons. You live here now in St. Louis. What kind of sports town is this?
It's a great sports town, obviously, with the Cardinals. And back when I was here, the Rams just moved here. So we had 3 professional sports teams, and obviously SLU basketball, Mizzou football, basketball, baseball, you name it. So it's a big sports town.
You were known as a tough guy back in the day. So which hoops player's toughness do you admire most?
Probably Charles Barkley, the round mound to rebound. He played in Philly too, so I always liked watching him.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, who are you here to watch?
I brought my kids here. This is the one set of games that I could get them to. So busy with kids, but made sure to get down here on a Friday night.
And you said your kids play basketball, so this has to be a pretty cool experience for them.
They're loving this. This is great.
Especially sitting courtside right now. Do you have any prediction for the championship game on Sunday?
I hope it's a good game.
Hey, we do too. Company man. All right, thank you, Chris.
Always, thank you.
Tom, back to you.
Molly, thanks. Well, if the kids are as tough as Dad, let's start recruiting them right now, all right? With the great coaches that we have in the SEC,
yes, sir.
Sign them up.
That's a big guy, probably about 6'5", 6'6". Watching him play hockey, if he played basketball, he would be Grant Williams. That's how he would play the game, Chris Pronger, had he been a basketball player. Just nothing but rugged and hard-nosed plays.
Grant Williams is not on the floor right now, but it's amazing the relationship Rick Barnes has with his guys, the way he's able to coach them up. That's a big-time block by Jordan Bowden. Behind the numbers of Chris Pronger, 2nd overall pick in the '93 draft by Hartford, and then played with the Blues from '95 to '04. Norris Trophy and the Hart Memorial Trophy, like the name of that one, and a 5-time All-Star. Baseline jumper, no.
You get to present that every year, the Hart Memorial?
I've asked. Grant Williams back on the floor. Turner to Alexander. And he's fouled by Xavier Stapleton.
Where you curl off that pin down of Alexander and force Alexander's guy to step up the floor a little bit to help on the curl action. It just releases Alexander automatically to the rim. It's a bang-bang play. That's a quick read for a guard and a big on that pin down move.
Kyle Alexander had a double-double earlier this season in what was a key win, not just for Tennessee, but Jimmy, I think for the entire league to kind of set the tone to establish the SEC. When Tennessee knocked off Purdue down in Bahamas, that was his first career double-double. That was one of only 2 non-conference losses for Purdue. And every time you started to look at RPI and how great the league was doing,
sure,
that was a big win.
Absolutely it was. And it just tells you that next week, no matter where Tennessee ends up, they are not going to be an easy out on a neutral floor. They are built to win basketball games in March. They're built to win basketball games home, road, or on a neutral court. And Rick Barnes understands you don't win ball games home or away. You win it in the paint, on the glass, and at the free throw line. And that's what his kids have done all season long on a consistent basis.
They swept Kentucky in the regular season for the first time in forever. The only 2 losses outside the top 50 were both to conference teams. And that loss to Georgia turned things around for Tennessee. They felt like they got punked when they went down there and lost in Athens. They got out-toughed. And that hasn't happened to them since.
And I was so impressed with Kentucky's toughness today against a really physical, tough Georgia ball club. And the way Kentucky got that ball inside, Tom, they ran some inside triangle action. They got Knox working hard off of baseline screens. I was very impressed with the determination for Kentucky to control the paint in that game.
P.J. Washington was the leading scorer for the Cats, playing without Jared Vanderbilt. He's still out with a foot injury. Our friends with the SEC Now Time will be back at 11:30 Eastern tonight. Full breakdown of the quarterfinal matchups. A lot to talk about, including Colin Sexton. You can only get this type of coverage of the SEC tournament right here in the SEC Network and on the ESPN app. Is that you? Should we have your name on that card, Jimmy?
I'm going to try to get up there. You know, Colin Sexton is, Andy Kinney and I were talking about it at one of the half times. He's tracking one of those all-time great tournament runs for an individual in the SEC. It's not so much his crossover and his downhill play. To me, it's how do you guard his moxie? Because that kid's got it right now at a high, high level.
Lamonte Turner working with Admiral Schofield. Alexander on the offensive glass. And he's rejected by Holman. 2 great shot blockers inside for State with Holman and Adu.
Remember that first possession when they switched off of Schofield and he got a mismatch? They're not switching off of him anymore, making him take some tough shots.
Alexander Neely got another offensive board. Peters, he can take off, and he gets a bump from Turner. We'll have 2 free throws coming for Lamar Peters.
Mississippi State, they have to get some stuff done in transition tonight. They have to. You cannot win the game going against Tennessee's set half-court defense for 20 minutes, half of the ball game when you have it.
Well, they shot 64% in the first half last night against LSU. Tonight, just 27%, and State's made just 1 of its last 10 field goal attempts. Peters, for more on Mississippi State's transition, here's Molly.
Well, before the game, Rick Barnes had on his whiteboard in their locker room 3 bullet points for what he wants his defense to do against Mississippi State. Number 1, limit Mississippi State's transition opportunities. They're doing that well. Number 2, ball pressure. He said they're coming downhill at you. Don't let them blow by you. And number 3, we just need to emphasize great ball screen defense, guys.
Molly and I both spent time in that Tennessee locker room because about an hour before tip, I went to visit with Coach, and Rick said, "Jimmy, come in here, watch film with us." I was like, "No, Coach, no." He said, "No, come in here and watch film with us." No, I thought it was outstanding how his staff quickly went through in about a 7 or 8 minute film session the highlights of all the Mississippi State players, the keys to the game. They spent probably a good 2 or 3 minutes just talking about how we're defending the out-of-bound underplays tonight in this ball game. And that team was locked in. No surprise on the front row. Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield.
Taken away by Weatherspoon. And he's able to convert. There's a transition bucket for Mississippi State. We're tied at 16.
Got to have them. I'm telling you, you keep track of the transition points that Mississippi State can put on the board.
State's turning up the screws on defense. Vols have missed their last 5. Daniel, nifty pass. Grant Williams, short. And then a foul against Tennessee.
The speed of the Mississippi State guards has caused some trouble for Tennessee in the conversion offense like this, but also in the half court at times. 3 different guards from Mississippi State can take a hit and absorb it and still get the ball on the rim.
You had this guy who was playing like a Harlem Globetrotter in a real game with real competition.
There will never be another Pete Maravich.
Can't miss doesn't mean perfect. An SEC storied film. Maravich, Monday at 9 on the SEC Network.
1/3 of Tennessee counties are crossed by interstate highways. But it's not just tourists on these roads. Human traffickers use our state to conduct modern-day slavery. I'm Diane Black, and I'm determined to stop it. Let's go after human traffickers with every law on the book. We need new tools to prosecute the traffickers and their customers. And a tough grandmother as governor. I'm Diane Black, and I'll fight for what's right.
Many years ago, there was a major in the U.S. Army stationed in Germany, and he and his wife adopted a little baby girl when she was 2 weeks old. They brought her home to Tennessee. 25 years later, I fell in love with her. She married me, and my life has been forever changed. This is our story. I'm Randy Boyd. I'm pro-life, and I'm pro-adoption. And if I'm elected governor, I want to make sure that Tennessee is the most adoption-friendly state in America. For me, it's not about the politics of life. It's about the love of my life.
Legendary. Things ain't never gonna be the same. Sexton. Got it. He got it. Red hot is Colin Sexton. Behind the back, wrap around. He is taking over St. Louis.
We just out there having fun, and when you're having fun, I feel like nobody can beat us.
We knew Colin Sexton could be a superstar coming into the season. He's showing it in the Show Me State. Second round against A&M, he had 27 points and 3 boards, including the game winner. His time expired. A mano-a-mano matchup with TJ Starks. Meanwhile, he was back at it against Auburn, sending the #1 seed home after their opener for the first time since 2004. Auburn doesn't make it to the weekend, Jimmy, thanks to Colin Sexton and company.
You know, I was talking earlier today that when I was a scout in the NBA, our head of scouting at the time, Gary Workman, I remember him telling me probably 20 years ago, go find me someone that looks different than everybody else. Colin Sexton looks different, Tom, than everybody else. It's not so much his downhill play, the three-point shots falling for him right now, all the things he does defensively. Colin Sexton could guard a point guard in that league tonight. Just put him in any game in the NBA. Colin Sexton can stay in front of any point guard in that league right now. But what Colin Sexton has is a competitive fire about him that is very, very hard to find.
You know, Tennessee has had some of the top scorers in SEC history. They had 4 of the top 10. And one of them went crazy in the tournament back in '91. That was Allen Houston, who holds the tournament scoring average record with 24.5. Colin Sexton's above that right now.
That right now, yeah.
They've also had 12 SEC Players of the Year, including #2 in white, Grant Williams. He's looking for a touch. Jimmy, he creates great angles with that wide body.
Yes.
He shouldn't be able to make a pass across the line like
you
that.
should not, but he spreads out. He sits on your legs and just takes away your leverage. Mississippi State doing a good job, though, of not fouling his tough 2 right there.
Another Mississippi State turnover. That's their 5th.
Grant Williams has taken 185 free throws on the year, but watch him step in. That's a duck move, just sits right on top of your thighs, and now you get pinned. But look, you go straight up and make him take a tough 2, a little bit of contact there, but you don't allow Grant Williams to get to the free throw line 7 or 8 times a game. If he makes it over the top of you, fine, but throw up a wall, make him make those guarded 2s.
Schofield and Williams are combined just 2 for 9 thus far tonight. Kind of reminds me of the arch, right? Did you know the arch is as wide as it is tall?
You're kidding me. No, it's as wide as it is tall.
At the base, it's as wide as it is tall. Lamonte Turner for 3.
So it's a triangle that's been rounded off
at the top. Rounded it off, yeah.
Did you tell me that no building in the state of Missouri can ever be built higher than the arch?
In St. Louis.
In St. Louis, yeah. Okay.
You haven't been up?
When I lived here, yeah, when I was
that's tight, right?
3rd, 4th grade, yeah.
Grant Williams on the board. He wouldn't mind playing a first-round game in Charlotte, would he?
I was going to go this week, but it's not open at midnight when I get off.
Williams off balance. Kick out. And Stapleton finds a board. Mississippi State has somehow found a way to shut down Tennessee's inside game.
Yeah, another really good job of not fouling Grant Williams. And he's going to get his 15 points a game. You don't let him get 5 or 6 from the free throw line.
Peters off the staggered screen, wanted to drive but couldn't find space. And so a 3-ball comes up short. James Daniel was one of the top scorers in the country at his previous stop at Howard. Transferred to Tennessee, and Rick Barnes has turned him into a pass-first point guard.
Yeah, pass-first point guard and an on-ball defender that Rick Barnes can say, I need you to lock somebody down, and he goes out and does it.
See if he finds anybody with a shot clock dwindling. It is at 5. Daniel between his legs. And forced jumpers blocked by Peters. A shot clock violation by Mississippi State.
How about sitting in a stance by Lamar Peters and keeping his hands shown so he doesn't foul and moving his feet? If this kid was a running back in the SEC, he might be first or second team because he's an explosive. Watch him sit down right here. Sit down, show the hands, keep the hands off. And a tough challenge too at the end. You cannot do it any better than that as an on-ball defender.
James Daniel, great scorer, 9th active career scoring leader in all of college basketball. First ever grad transfer taken by Rick Barnes.
There is 0 back down in Lamar Peters. I mean, none. Like sometimes he goes the other way with too much courage, but there's no back down from Peters from anyone in this league.
Nick Weatherspoon commits his first personal foul. Tennessee will be shooting after the next foul. Vols have made just 1 of their last 10. Shot clock is at 5. Jordan Bone. Now 1 of their last 11 for the Volunteers.
There just wasn't anything there. I counted 6 really good screen actions for Tennessee. Mississippi State just choked them all away.
Quindary Witherspoon slithers his way in, and Schofield with their goaltending will give the Bulldogs a bucket.
Tom, can't you see it? Like that's their mismatch. Yeah. I know Grant Williams and Schofield are a mismatch for Tennessee, but right now Q Witherspoon is the guy that Tennessee just doesn't have confidence they can keep out of the paint or at the rim.
Quindary's got 6, tied for the team high with his little brother Nick. 7 different Volunteers have scored tonight. Nobody's got more than 4.
We think this is Schofield time, you know, for what we've seen the last 3 ball games.
Somehow Turner finds Alexander, and he swings it. Blocked! Wow! Where did Quindary Witherspoon come from?
He came from about 15 feet away, which also equates to he came from a team that has to get at least to the finals in the SEC tournament. The urgency and the determination to fly, to avoid the contact on the shooter, you cannot do it any better than that from Q Witherspoon.
Hey guys, with Regions Lock It, if my Regions credit, check card, or now prepaid card gets lost or stolen, or if I suspect unauthorized use, or even fraud, I can totally lock my card for online, in-store, or ATM transactions. And unlocking is just as easy. Regions Lock It is the GOAT. Get it? Greatest of all time.
Real funny, Tom.
Open a Regions checking, credit, or Now Card account with new Lock It. It's secure, easy to use, and customizable.
Introducing
the never-before-seen
next level of innovation. Redesigned,
reimagined,
reborn, new,
used, certified pre-owned.
Ford, Toyota, Subaru,
Volkswagen,
Honda, GMC, featuring
backup camera,
EcoBoost, all-wheel drive,
low miles,
park assist, sport mode,
for wherever you
dream of going.
For drivers everywhere.
For the ride of your life, for the driven.
Shop all the cars all in one place. Auto Trader. If you can't find your next car here, you won't find it anywhere.
Yes, the Southeastern Conference has skylines and coastlines, but there's a smile you won't find on any map. We reach out far and wide. The spirit, you can't possibly confine it. And the pride, well, good luck. trying to define it. The SEC is really a state of mind. Here, there are no boundaries. It's true. It just means more.
Welcome in, Dory, Antoine, Andy Kennedy with you. We'll see you at halftime. Show you Colin Sexton's heroics again for Alabama. Kentucky cruising past Georgia. Mississippi State shooting 30%. They have yet to hit a three, yet they're down 3. I suppose you're okay with that if you're them.
If you're 0 for 7 from the three-point line, down 3 points to Tennessee, they should be very happy to end the game.
No question, they're hanging around because they're guarding and not giving Tennessee free looks in the open floor.
All right, Tom, keep Jimmy entertained till SEC Now later, okay?
I'll do my best. I'll hang on to him. Be careful with Andy Kennedy, by the way.
You have a high standard to keep me entertained after being with Andy Kennedy all day. Watch the block shot by Q Witherspoon. He goes with his left hand, and because he goes with his left hand, he's not in jeopardy of getting into the chest of the defender and drawing contact. The other part of the play is that Jordan Bowden catches the ball, drops it. See how he drops it? That's a slow release, and if he doesn't drop that ball and he catches that thing in the shot pocket and goes straight up, Q Witherspoon probably doesn't respond to it. But Q Witherspoon, because he went with the left hand to block a right-handed shooter and avoided the contact, that's as well as you can challenge a three-point shooter.
A great shot blocking team, but it typically comes from their 2 inside guys, Eric Holman and Abdul Adu. Four blocks tonight for State already. Grant Williams on the drive. Tried to beat the shot clock, and he didn't. He thought maybe he had contact, ended up on the floor.
Rick Barnes got exactly what he wanted out of the short clock. Just has the clear out play to throw it to Grant up top and let him try to take 2 bounces and get the contact.
A little hot potato between Peters and Weatherspoon. Stapleton into the teeth of the defense. It'll stay this way.
Well, Tennessee's so active, Tom, on their ball screen defense. As that guy rolls, they're tagging the roll guy, and then Grant Williams sprinted back into the play to be there to throw up a wall himself.
That one went off of Jordan Bone. Rick Barnes cannot believe it. He's fired up. Another 90 seconds, it would be a reviewable play. Weatherspoon carried it.
Tennessee disrupting that ball screen that Mississippi State is so good at. They're taking that big defender. That time it was Grant Williams, hard hedge and knocking Q Weatherspoon out another 5 or 6 feet. And now recovering out of it.
Mississippi State with 6 made field goals and 7 turnovers. Tennessee has gone cold. Williams fighting for position. Turner sneaks it into him. And an offensive foul on the positioning. Grant Williams commits his first.
I don't know, Tom. I didn't see anything different than what he's been doing the entire ball game and really the entire year. He's got his elbows out. There's no hook there. There's no hook there. There's no hold there. That's just fighting for position. And Rick Barnes has a reason to be upset on that one.
Jimmy, let me tell you what just happened. Rick Barnes was staring down Rob Wark, the official who made that call, as he walked down the floor. Grant Williams got his coach's attention, said, "What did I do?" And Rick just said, "You ask him. Ask him."
Yeah.
It is physical in there with Williams and Adu.
See, there's nothing different from Grant Williams on this possession than there was the last possession.
Corner 3. Lamonte Turner too strong. Follows his own miss. Takes it all the way to the rack. 8 for Lamonte Turner.
Well, guys, Ben Howland can't be happy about that. In the last timeout, he focused defensively on Lamonte Turner. He said, when he has the ball, you're not stunning him. You need to stay on him. He's the best shooter in the league, so Mississippi State trying to focus on him, but they weren't able to do it in that last possession.
Thank you, Molly. Quindary Weatherspoon can't hit. We got to push off underneath.
Yeah, it's so hard to stay attached, though, off of an offensive rebound. And Lamonte Turner shoots it, and then he comes back into play. His defender sailed to the corner.
Walk me through the vocabulary. What does stunting mean in a defensive effort?
So if I'm guarding you and you're a great shooter, and the ball starts being kind of driven towards us, I'm not going to stunt off of you and try to stop the ball and leave some separation. I'm staying with you. You don't help off the same side floor, especially if you're guarding a shooter. And Ben Howland is saying we are not going to stunt off of their best three-point shooter. Stay attached, chase him, caboose him all over the floor.
Admiral Schofield to the free throw line. Tennessee in the bonus. His dad spent 24 years in the Navy, and you might think that's where his first name came from, and it did in a way. Admiral's got another one coming his way, but you know those commercials with the little cartoon general, those car insurance commercials that we have here stateside?
Yes.
Well, over in Europe, in England, where his dad was stationed for a long time, that character is a naval character. It's an admiral. So he and his buddy were talking one day, and they said, we're going to make a bet. Somebody's going to name their kid after this character.
How about that?
Papa Schofield lost the bet, and he ends up naming him Admiral. Largest lead of the game for Tennessee. They're up 6. Weatherspoon. They're going to count it. Quindary Weatherspoon's going to the line.
Tom, he's the guy. And he's been the guy on this side of the floor driving with his right hand. Probably 6 out of his 7 productive drives have started from that same slot position, that 45-degree angle with his right hand going downhill. Right now, Tennessee, they get to the locker room, they're going to have to talk about what do we want to do defensively with Q Weatherspoon. And it may be as simple as starting to stunt a lot harder when you're at the secondary defender when he puts that ball on the deck.
Old-fashioned three-point play makes it a 3-point game for Mississippi State. Schofield will tee one up. Boom. That is a splash for Schofield, his first triple. And Tennessee extends their lead. They slack off Peters, and he answers.
Got 2 men removed. The primary defender went under the ball screen and got 2 people away, and it's just too much room to try to recover in that situation.
Williams deep. Gosh. Another offensive rebound for Tennessee. Ends up in a bucket for Schofield. He is fired up. His motor is rolling. And Ben Howland uses a timeout. Admiral Schofield can score from anywhere on the floor.
They will wear you out, Tennessee, on the offensive glass. If Grant Williams is shooting, you know Schofield's going to be the weak side rebounder. If Schofield's shooting, Grant Williams is going to get the weak side board. And Schofield has developed into a very trustworthy three-point shooter because he takes good open looks. He doesn't take bad threes, so his shooting percentage backs that up. And there's that weak side board that Schofield and Williams are so good at playing off of each other.
Grant Williams, player of the year. Admiral Schofield, second-team all-conference selection. We talk a lot about this Tennessee team, Tom Hart alongside Jimmy Dykes, that we say they don't have one superstar. They're not really that flashy, but they've got 2 legit guys that anybody in this league would love to have on their team.
You know what? Entitlement doesn't win a title. And there's not anything about Tennessee that says they have an entitlement about them. It's all about us. I talked about how when they walk out of the locker room, they walk out as one as much as any team in this league. Alabama kind of has that about them right now, although their one guy is Colin Sexton.
That's right.
There's great force right now between teams that understand their identity. They know exactly how they're going to play, and they do it together.
Second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Peters.
I would get Q Weatherspoon on this side of the floor in a drive, and there he goes.
Rims out. Schofield has a board, and he scored the last 6 for Tennessee. Shot clock is off. Vols will go to the locker room with the lead, and they're going to set something up with just under 18 seconds to go.
Well, he's got to get Grant Williams back in the game. Not only may he be the guy that takes the shot, but he wants to get his best offensive rebounders on the floor, because in a tight game like this, Tom, 2 points could be critical. A lot of times it's the offensive rebound at the end of the half.
Big time comeback for Alabama in the second half earlier today. Colin Sexton leads them to the win. Auburn fails to make it to the weekend, and Kentucky, with a tremendous defensive effort on Mark Fox's team, Wildcats win that one 62-49 in their first game. Later on tonight, we'll have Florida and Arkansas. It should be an interesting battle of the backcourts. P.J. Washington had 18 on 8 of 12 shooting. He is a monster, and Colin Sexton just rolling. How much confidence is Sexton playing with right now?
Well, he has exceptional confidence, and look what he's done right there. 6 out of 8 from the three-point line. So now you have to go out on him and tag him at the 22-foot mark, and now the entire game just opens up for Colin Sexton to do what he does. And just as I expected, Rick Barnes gets Grant Williams back into the ball game. If you're Tennessee, in a perfect world, you take this shot with about 3 seconds to go and allow yourself a chance for an offensive rebound.
Dante Hall was injured in that game for Alabama. We'll wait and see if he's able to go tomorrow. Monte Turner finds Bowden. Clock is at 4, and Bowden gets bumped by Weatherspoon. It's the first on Q Weatherspoon, but he picks it up with 4 seconds left on the clock.
And it's not what Ben Howland wanted, because he looked up and Bowden was dribbling with his left hand on the side of the floor and had nowhere to go.
Jordan Bowden trying to get it going, the sophomore from Knoxville out of Carter High School, as Grant Williams comes out for the Final Four. Bowden was 0 for 5 in the season finale against Georgia. That was a big win for the Volunteers in front of a packed house. Able to wrap up a co-championship. They shared the title with Auburn.
As fast as the two Weatherspoons are and Lamar Peters, they have time, like Colin Sexton yesterday, with 4 seconds to go, to get this thing all the way down and get a shot off. And Ben Howland's been using his big guys, Tom, to screen the pressure in the backcourt, like a ball screen 75 feet away. That could be also involved in this last play.
Tennessee wants to get a sub in, so Daniel will enter quickly. Schofield will face guard. Holman to inbounds. Nobody open. Nobody except Bowden with 3 on the clock. And Holman able to tap it out to end the half. It could have been a disaster for Ben Howland's squad. As it stands, Tennessee will take the largest lead of the half into the locker room, up by 7. Rick Barnes is with Molly.
Thank you, Tom. Coach, before the game, you stressed the importance of rebounding. What's your team doing well there?
Well, start of the game, Grant gave up 1 and Admiral gave up 1. They scored on both of those. We got a little bit better with it. We just need to make some of those shots around the rim.
What are your thoughts on your transition defense?
I didn't like that very much either. They are very good at converting your turnovers into easy baskets. We can't let Peters get going downhill.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Molly, thank you much. 31-24 your lead right now for Tennessee. I've got Antoine Walker and Andy Kennedy with me here. We'll get you through halftime and out there behind us for the second half. Mississippi State is down 7. They're shooting miserably from the floor, from outside the arc. Is it simply cold shooting, or is Tennessee doing something defensively that's frustrating the Bulldogs?
Obviously Tennessee's great defensively, getting up in them, but we talked about what Mississippi State did very well yesterday, and that shoot the three-point shot. I said they need to make some threes. Only 1 for 9 from the three-point line right now. It's going to be very difficult for them to beat Tennessee if they can't get going from that three-point line. But the defensive effort that they're giving right now, Mississippi State, has been outstanding. They'll only be down 7 points, but they're playing great defense. They just got to make some shots.
Free throw line is keeping them in it. They're playing good defensively, but when you look at a stat sheet as a coach and you see 0 assists through the first 20 minutes, that is a bad indicator. Ball movement needs to get better. Last night, the quality of their shot was better than it is tonight. A lot of that has to do with Tennessee, and they're going to have to step up and make some plays if they want to extend in this tournament.
Now, these are two of the fine coaches when it comes to making adjustments and getting a different effort out of a team in a second half, and they'll both, you heard Rick Barnes, some frustration with some elements of Tennessee, and of course Ben Howland's got a little work to do right now. Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Auburn, like Tennessee did before this game, getting its SEC regular season championship trophy and then jumping out to a 10-point lead at the half on Alabama, and then everything changed in the second half, guys. Colin Sexton was the engine.
Got hot. Wasn't shooting the three-ball well coming into the SEC tournament. The last 2 games, he's made 8 3-pointers.
You know, he was good in the first half. Everybody else was struggling. He made some shots in the second half also, but his teammates finally started giving him some help, and as a result, what an incredible second half effort by the Tide.
They had a 28-3 run to start the second half. Auburn missed 14 straight shots to start the second half, and when you look at the second half in general, Sexton scored 1 fewer point than Auburn did as a team and hit 4 of his 5 threes. You see what Auburn did from outside after hitting 7 threes in the first. En route to a 10-point lead, they hit just 1 3 in the second half, and Bama moves on to a semifinal on Saturday. Auburn has now lost 4 of their last 6 games.
That's problematic. That's problematic.
It is, right? There's a level of concern right now.
Well, they're obviously not playing as well as they were early in the year. The loss of McLemore is starting to become more apparent. They're so thin up front. Now, this was a kid that's on the all-defensive team. He was leading the SEC in blocks before the terrible injury misfortune for the young man. But that is starting to show now that that's going to have a big play for them moving forward.
Yeah, they've been a great three-point shooting team, and now they're kind of reverting where they're going to live and die with the three-point shot. Yeah. Bryce Brown was not very good today. I didn't like the aggressiveness of Jared Harper as far as forcing the offense. Maybe that was Colin Sexton, but he was not the same guy. Their backcourt has to be dynamic for them to be able to win. They were not tonight, but they got to have to figure it out because, like you say, Coach, they're small. They got to play 2-3 zone. They only got 8 scholarship players. They got to play 2-3 zone pretty much in the NCAA tournament.
Those 2 guys, Harper and Brown, were combined 2 for 15. That's a recipe for disaster, especially as well as Sexton's playing.
And you wonder, are they going to be a 3 seed? Does this drop them down potentially to a 4 seed? If they're a 4 seed, they get the 1 seed in the second go-around. So just little things to remember when you're, or in the third round, I guess, if they could make it that far. As for Alabama, firmly in the field now. Joe Lunardi, they're not in the last 4, and they're in the last 4 buys, and that's where they want to be right now.
Yeah, without question. And obviously, they rolled Colin Sexton today. But I also like the fact that the other 2 guys stepped up, Braxton Keys and Denzel Ingram, too, as well.
Sexton had 31 points, his 3rd career 30-point game. All right, meanwhile, here in the game we've got for you, Tennessee with a 7-point lead. How about Quindary Weatherspoon, though? Swatting that 3 into the bench, 31-24. Dogs got a little work to do.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys. Zach, talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay. Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
It's been all of 1 hour, and already morale is low. There's separation anxiety, a flood warning, even a hunger strike. Lucky for you, there's Pilot and Flying J. With Wi-Fi, clean, modern bathrooms, and with an amazing variety of food and drink choices, you'll have the troops ready to rally in no time.
Wish that I was on old Rocky Top.
Down Tennessee.
Home sweet home to me.
Rocky Top, Tennessee.
So, which one of you fellas is having trouble finding affordable car insurance?
I was supposed to drive today.
Yeah, but Turbo got himself a whole mess of tickets. And he let his car insurance expire.
No problem. Use your smartphone and get an anonymous online quote right now. Besides low payments, the General will give you credit for any prior coverage you've had in the past 5 years. Let the General help make your life easier. For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
With Car Gurus, you don't have to know much about cars to know everything about a car.
New wheels, huh? What year?
2016.
What you got under the hood?
Honestly, I don't know what I'm looking at. But I used Car Gurus, so I know I got a great deal. Car Gurus has more listings than any other major site, gives each car a deal rating, and sorts the best deals first.
Turbo or supercharged?
Both.
Go to Car Gurus today to find great deals from top-rated dealers near you.
Got a little entertaining basketball behind us. Little kiddos working. Entertaining basketball earlier as well. Georgia, Kentucky Dogs trying to stay hot and ride what is a 2-game winning streak into St. Louis, into a win against Kentucky. But, folks, it was not to be. Kevin Knox bangs in the three. He and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 18 combined first-half points. Then, guys, Yante Maten struggled. 9 points at 2 of 10.
Yeah, was not really able to finish around the basket. Didn't know if he was hurt or not. Didn't have the same lift that we've seen the last 2 days.
Certainly looked a little more fatigued, but you got to understand, a lot of big bodies, a lot of fresh bodies on that Kentucky front line.
62-49, so Kentucky is the team that Alabama will next face. That'll be the first of the 2 semifinal games for you tomorrow. I'm telling you,
hey, listen, they're excited when they hear your voice.
That's exactly right. Colin Sexton just hit another shot. That was the ovation here.
Hey, I want to tell you this. Alabama's not worried about the NCAA tournament now. They're trying to cut down the nets.
They're loose. Does that make them loose? Does that make it more dangerous? That sounds like a conversation for SEC now after the Arkansas-Florida game. What do you think?
I'm up for it.
Schofield, 8 points. His team up by 7.
If my skin was dry, it would look like this. But Gold Bond Men's Lotion has 7 moisturizers and skin strengthening proteins for smoother, healthier looking skin. Man up.
AT&T gives you more for your thing, your getting serious thing. That moving out of the friend zone, moving in together, and getting 2 of everything thing. Those fur babies preparing you for real babies thing. That 1 for me, 1 for you, us together for the rest of forever thing. Buy 1 iPhone 8, get 1 iPhone 8 on us. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hello, friend. Al Purnell here. I want to tell you about this box of Purnell's Old Folks Quick Frozen Country Sausage Patties. It's outstanding in its field. Get a box of Old Folks Country Sausage Patties. Keep them frozen, and when you're ready, place the frozen patties in the skillet. It unlocks the flavor as it thaws and cooks. It's made right. Tastes like country sausage ought to taste. Keep Purnell's Old Folks sausage in your freezer, and you're ready for a treat many times. Pick up Purnell's Old Folks Country Sausage at your favorite store, 'cause it's good.
With Esurance Photo Claims, you could have money for repairs within a day.
Wow, that was really fast.
That's insurance for the modern world. Esurance. Click or call.
Hello. Let's go for a ride on a Peloton. Let's go grab a couple thousand friends and chase each other up a hill. Let's go make a personal best, then beat it with your personal better than best. Let's go bring the world's best instructors right to you. Better yet, let's go bring the entire New York studio live. Let's go anytime, anywhere, with anyone who's willing. And let's go do it all right here. Ready to go? Peloton.
Hear the echo down the well where my heart once hung. Hear my name ringing when I'm done. Hear my name ringing, hear it ringing. Hear my name
Coming up after the game will get you ready for Arkansas and Florida. Then after that game at SEC Now, recapping the entire quarterfinal Friday here in St. Louis. Second half, though, is indeed coming up. From here in Scottrade Center in St. Louis, Nick Weatherspoon and Mississippi State trailing by 7 to Tennessee. They want to stay alive for a chance to dance. Better be a different 20 minutes coming up, 31-24.
It's okay that everybody ignores me when I drive. It's fine, because I get a safe driving bonus check every 6 months I'm accident-free. And I don't share it with Mom, right, Mom? Right.
Safe driving bonus checks only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
At Holiday Inn Express, we can't guarantee that you'll be able to contain yourself at our breakfast bar.
Morning, egg white omelet. Sup, Lady Bacon.
Fruit? There it is. But we can guarantee that you'll get the best price when you book with us.
Holiday Inn Express. Be the readiest.
Sometimes people look at me as nothing more than a sauce delivery device. Well, let me ask you, can a sauce delivery device do this? I didn't think so.
At Zaxby's, our flavor speaks for itself, like the boneless wings meal, hand-tossed in our own spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries in a 22-ounce drink for just $5.99. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
You want to see it again? Boom!
All throughout the Southeastern Conference, college towns can embrace you. Campuses rich with tradition can lead you. Pulitzer and Cy Young winners can inspire you. But it's all of this together at one time in one rare place that can really teach you about you. Here, it just means more.
I'm all about my bed.
This mattress is dangerously comfortable.
When I get in, I literally say, ah.
Introducing the Leesa mattress. A better place to sleep.
This bed hugs my body.
I'm now a morning person.
The Leesa mattress is designed to provide strong support, relieve pressure, and optimize airflow to keep you cool.
Hello, bed of my dreams.
Order online. We'll build it, box it, and ship it to your door for you to enjoy. Sleep on it for up to 100 nights and love it, or you'll get a full refund. Returns are free and easy.
I love my Leesa.
Today is gonna be great.
Read our reviews, then try the Leesa mattress in your own home. You can experience the Leesa difference before you buy at any West Elm, or go to buyleesa.com and get $100 off and free shipping too.
You need this bed.
St. Louis, Missouri, as we welcome you back to the SEC Men's Basketball Tournament telecast presented by Principal. Corner of 14th and Clark. This is the Scottrade Center. This is game number 3 on quarterfinal Friday. The league co-champs Tennessee trying to hold off Mississippi State and make it to the weekend. Tom Hart alongside Jimmy Dykes. Tennessee has been fantastic defensively, and they've done some things that some other teams may wish they have done.
Yeah, to close out the half in a tight ball game like this, Rick Barnes was not going to allow 2 more points to be put on the board with 4 seconds to go. So what do? They get on Lamar Peters, Tennessee does, right here with 4 seconds to go in the half. They double team Lamar Peters, the one guy that can go coast to coast on 4 bounces, and says someone else is going to have to make a play to end the half. Tennessee almost knocked down a 3 because of the steal. Outstanding defense at the end of first half. Unlike Texas A&M in their first game in this tournament, allows Colin Sexton with no double team to get the ball to the middle part of the floor, and then the running floater that will be remembered all time in the heart of Roll Tide fans.
Now Sexton's on fire. He's trying to catch Dale Ellis for the 3-game scoring record, or Allen Houston for the 4-game scoring record. Meanwhile, Mississippi State simply can't score. Tennessee's defense has been that suffocating. For more, here's Molly.
Yeah, I asked Mississippi State's head coach Ben Howland about that. I said, what stood out to you most on offense? He said, no assists. We're so stagnant. We're not moving the ball side to side. We need to establish an inside attack. And he also wants to be pushing the pace more in this second half. He said, this has been a slow game for both teams. We need to push the ball and get some early opportunities.
No assists for Ben Howland's team and 9 turnovers in just 1 for 9 shooting from behind the arc. What's amazing about Ben Howland, as you look at the numbers, the difference between the three-point shooting last night and tonight, is that he has won playing different styles everywhere he's been. Northern Arizona, they shot the 3. At Pitt, they were a defense first team, blue collar. UCLA, they opened it up with all those great pros. Took all 3 of those programs to the NCAA tournament, and UCLA to 4 consecutive Final Fours.
Tom, anytime you see a team with more turnovers than made shots in a half, they're going to be trailing. And that's exactly what Mississippi State is. They have 9 turnovers, only 8 made baskets. They're very fortunate to only be down 7. The reason is they're defending their tails off just as much on the other end.
Now, Vols only shooting 32% from the floor. Another reason Mississippi State has made a living at the free throw lines. They're perfect, 7 for 7, and they're on pace to get back there after an early whistle on Kyle Alexander. Just a few seconds into this half, and Weatherspoon to the free throw line.
He has been active, Q Weatherspoon, and you and I were talking. I don't remember in the first half him scoring any other way than off the right side of the floor with his right-hand drive. He either scored or got fouled, and this time active on the baseline out of bounds again on the right side of the floor, coming strong with his right hand.
3 field goals in this game for Weatherspoon, all of them coming on those drives. Curl, and Bowden leaves it short. Nick Weatherspoon, good transition defense by Tennessee. Weatherspoon ends up on his back, and he is hurt, holding his right hip underneath the basket. Peters gets up, will fire it up. His teammate is still down. Quindary gets blocked, goes over his brother, and now we will stop play. Nick Weatherspoon never got up after taking a fall trying to lay it in a moment ago, and Quindary had no idea he was down there. Jimmy, a lot of times officials will stop play once the team with the injured player gets possession to avoid issues just like that, but they didn't.
They did not. You're right. Q never saw his brother laying underneath the basket. The first hit that he took was extremely hard, but the second one.
Well, and here's the difference. The first hit, when he went down, he was holding his left hip, and now they're looking upper body, and that's really scary considering he just had 2 players come down either on or near him. This was where he initially got hurt. On the drive, a hard fall. Watch his hip.
His hip and the back of his head, both.
And then his brother comes to, so does Kyle Alexander with a foot right on top of the face of Nick Weatherspoon. And we talked about Quindary not being aware that he was down there. Kyle Alexander had no idea either.
And how fortunate is Alexander and Q Weatherspoon not to roll an ankle, turn an ankle, something happened to them as well. Yeah, Tom, I'm like you. I don't know why the officials didn't stop the action once Mississippi State got possession of the basketball.
Sometimes, well, typically they do. And that was turning into an advantage for Mississippi State on one end of the basketball court. And Jimmy's getting an explanation for that right now. And Jimmy, one of the items that happens when the team with the injured player has an advantage, they might allow it to play if they have a scoring opportunity.
Well, that's what it was. It was a clear path to score opportunity is why they did not stop the action. The officials felt like the player was off the floor. Just very, very unfortunate situation.
Quiet in the Scottrade Center. One brother concerned for the other. Back in a moment.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys.
Zach! Talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay.
Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
Gatorade G2, half the sugar with all the electrolytes.
Let's go.
Made to help you handle the heat and bring the fire. You were made for this, and Gatorade was made to fuel it.
With new Gold Bond Men's 5-in-1 Face Lotion, you could do 5 great things for your face as fast as done.
New Gold Bond 5-in-1 Face Lotion. 5 essential benefits, including SPF 15 for a great-looking face. Man up with Gold Bond.
In the lotion aisle.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're gonna rebuild. We've got 25 employees who depended on it, and that's all that mattered to me. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. Incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance.
Welcome back. Mississippi State players watching their teammate Nick Weatherspoon get tended to. Let's check in with Molly.
Well, Tom, Nick Weatherspoon is conscious and responding to medical training staff. They're concerned about the back of his head. They were talking about a hit that he took to the back of his head, and they're also concerned about his neck, but he is blinking and responding. He was squeezing someone's hand, but he is shaking profusely. He looks like he's in a lot of pain. I'll keep you updated.
Thank you.
I know that's Q's brother, but he has 13 other brothers on that bench as well right now. You can just see the emotion and the concern of that Mississippi State team.
Entire Tennessee team coming over to show their support for Nick Weatherspoon. Nick Weatherspoon is the younger brother of Quindary Weatherspoon. It was Quindary who was on that breakaway. He and Kyle Alexander collided with Nick Weatherspoon as he went down after he had previously been injured. And now Ben Howland's got to try to fire up his team and send his brother back out in the floor to play. Jimmy, a lot of folks are going to be critical of this officiating crew for not stopping play when an injured player was down just off the court.
Well, I've talked with two of them, and they both feel like that it was a bang-bang play, and the rule clearly says you don't stop a play when there's a clear path to score. They felt the player was off the floor, wasn't in jeopardy. Pat Adams said, I didn't even realize he was down until the ball was about to go in for a layup. It was a very unfortunate thing that happened so quick. The biggest concern right now are prayers for Nick Weatherspoon.
Molly will check on that and keep us updated. We've got a foul on the shot. Xavier Stapleton with his third personal foul. Grant Williams to the free throw line. He was the first of the volunteers once Nick Weatherspoon was being helped off the floor to go and show appreciation and support for the injured Bulldog. Grant Williams is one of the most conscientious players in the league. He is a bright young man. His mom is an electrical engineer for NASA. And when he's not playing basketball, he's a big fan of musicals. He was in one in high school.
Tom, it's going to take a couple of minutes, I think, for both teams and both coaching staffs to get their mind back on what's going on the floor. You can feel it in the entire building right now that basketball is certainly secondary right now for 15,000 people in this arena.
Williams has it rejected by Holman. It will stay Tennessee basketball.
Well, there's been nothing easy around the rim in this game. It has been a rugged game, and there's no easy baskets at this time of the year. Mississippi State knows the exact action that Tennessee is throwing at them right now on baseline out of bounds. They cover it up, sniff it out. That's a hard play to defend.
Bone? No. Holman out of a double team. Foul on Grant Williams, second on the Tennessee star.
Well, there's no reason to get physical with Adu when he's got his back to the basket at the 8-foot mark. 24 is going to be a heck of a basketball player someday. But right now, he is limited on what he can do other than dunks and layups.
If you are Quindary Weatherspoon, how can you get your mind right?
Tom, I don't know, to be honest with you, because they are brothers, but like they are brothers. Those guys are tight. And I said it's not only Q Weatherspoon, but the entire team. That's how close you are this time of the year. And the concern, the tears, and to immediately have to try to flip a switch and get your motor going again. I don't know.
Tennessee has yet to make a field goal this half, 0 for 4. That skid continues. Mississippi State not much better. Bone with the interception. And a follow by Jordan Bowden.
Yeah, just a lazy habit pass for Mississippi State in the conversion offense. They secured the rebound and tried to throw about a 20-foot easy pass, and those are ones just going to get picked off 99 times out of 100.
Eric Holman slides his way for a reverse layup. Alexander running the floor. And Tennessee's got consecutive buckets.
We talked about in the first half the ability for Tennessee. Their 4-man or their 5-man, doesn't matter. Whichever one wants to get out first and take command of the middle part of the floor and get a rim run, that's the one that gets rewarded. This time it's Alexander. That's what I'm saying. There's no reason to foul Adu. He might make 1 out of 5 of those shots right now.
Grant Williams rejected by Holman. 5th block for Mississippi State, but it stays with Tennessee. Williams fading away. Got it.
Big time.
Yep.
Big time separation move by Grant Williams. Drove his shoulders into the defender without charging, and then the spin step back. Very difficult to defend. And I'm sure Ben Howland will take this time out, not to talk X's and O's, but talk about where we have to get ourselves going to. It will not be easy.
I'm just worried about the house and taking care of the boys.
Zach, talk to me.
It's for the house. I got a job.
It's okay. Dad took care of us.
Principal, we can help you plan for that.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
All right, who's ready for some ice cream? It's our post-game ritual.
Honey, he's had a long day.
Yeah. William got ice cream. Ice cream. Who's ready for the post-game ice cream? Dad?
Honey, he's had a long day.
Discussing basketball and emotions in the Mississippi State huddle. Tennessee leads Mississippi State 38-30. A minute into the second half, a scary moment when Quindary Weatherspoon and Kyle Alexander both fell on Nick Weatherspoon, who had been previously injured on an earlier play. For the latest, here's Molly McGrath.
Well, Tom, Nick Weatherspoon was just loaded onto an ambulance. He will be taken to a local hospital. They're coordinating which hospital now, and obviously a very scary injury, and his parents have been notified. I'll keep you updated as I learn more, Tom.
Molly, thank you. Season may seem secondary for Mississippi State, but they're a bubble team. As recently as a couple of weeks ago, they came to St. Louis having lost 2 in a row. They got a first-round win over LSU last night in a game in which they never trailed. In that game, Quindary Weatherspoon had 15 points. His brother Nick had the same. So Tennessee will show some full-court pressure here. Nearly got a 5-second call. Tyson Carter will bring it up. From a basketball perspective, Mississippi State is missing a player that gives them 11 points a game, that has started all 32 games and provides 29 minutes per game.
I was talking to the SEC coordinator of officials, Mark Whitehead, who's done a fabulous job, and he's looking at the play himself right now. And so, man, there's so many things to consider, because you don't know as an official how severe Nick Weatherspoon is hurt, and he's off the court. He's not on the court. So you stop play and take away 2 points, and then within the next 10 seconds, the kid gets up and goes to the bench. Now Ben Howland's on you because you took away a clear scoring opportunity. It's one of those things that it may happen once every 1,000 games that you watch. And unfortunately, it ended up in the worst scenario. Something that will be talked about, I'm sure, not only in officiating videos going forward, but the impact it's had on this game is obvious to that team right there.
It's Belk's anniversary sale, and our spring fashion is here. Shop designer brands and store-wide bonus buys. Save on Crown and Ivy, spring dresses, fine jewelry, and more. Choose your Lancome free gift. Plus, earn Belk Bucks during our anniversary sale.
At Hooters, you can watch the tournament with your buddies. All your buddies. Like the ones with ice-cold beer. And one-of-a-kind wings that are nothing but net. Buddies you won't have to fight for the remote. Buddies who know a thing or two about basketball. And the fans who live for it. Hooters, your official hangout for game day. Come watch all the games and try our new smoked wings. Marinated overnight, smoked low and slow. They're smoky, tasty, and smoky.
For drug-free sinus relief, experience Navage, the next big thing in nasal care. Navage is the only nose cleaner with powered suction to pull refreshing saline rinse in one nostril and out the other. Navage relieves congestion from allergies and colds naturally by flushing out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs.
I used to get so congested, but Navage cleans out all the stuff that makes me miserable so I can breathe again.
Now at CVS and Navage.com. You'll love that clean nose feeling.
It's about having fun with the people that matter. Being spontaneously playful, savoring life, and making every moment colorful. Crown and Ivy, exclusively at Belk. Shop our anniversary sale.
That is a series that Florida has dominated. Kayvon Allen on the far right had a monster game against Arkansas earlier this season. And they'll try to make it 9 in a row against the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas guys weren't aware of that skid as Daniel Gafford goes to the headphones to get relaxed and ready for this one. You know, Bob Holt, the longtime rider that covers the Razorbacks, was making the guys aware of that number. You know, he lost 8 in a row, 13 and 14. And Barford and Macon said, Bob, are you sure about your numbers? You sure about those stats, Bob? We're not sure about that. Kind of a little bit about, yeah, Bob knows.
Bob's pretty good. Bob's pretty good. Yeah, that's an outstanding guard matchup tonight between Arkansas, Barford, and Macon, and then the big wing shooters of Florida that you have to lock up. And if you can't lock up Kulichov and Hudson and Kayvon Allen, it could be a long night. But boy, Arkansas, how close they were last year to taking down North Carolina, the eventual national champion, and those guards are on the floor again tonight. That is a very dangerous team that Mike Anderson puts on the floor.
Only 2 points for Mississippi State since the injury to Nick Weatherspoon. And his brother Quindary is 0 for 2 with a couple of turnovers in that span. Derek Walker Jr., the 6'8" freshman, on the floor now for Tennessee. James Daniel commits a double dribble, and he turns it over. Ben Howland calls a lot of sets.
He does call a lot of sets. And it's interesting if he can get Q Weatherspoon going off of a set right now to stop this slide that they're on in terms of not getting the ball in the basket. And Q on the right side of the floor with hard drives is the best way to do it. They just keep bouncing him out, don't they, with a hard hedge of the ball screen. They knock Q Weatherspoon another 5 or 6 feet towards that free throw timeline.
Shot clock is at 6. Lamar Peters to his strong side. Fading 3 is good. His first bucket this half. It's only a 5-point deficit for Mississippi State.
How good was Peters, huh? To attack the hip of the switch defender and then get separation. Went right at the hip. Trying to get a foul and cleared himself up for a shot.
Knocked out of bounds by Keyshawn Feazell. Shot clock is at 10. Lamonte Turner. Scoop. Will fall. Another offensive rebound. Derek Walker brings it out. Another possession for Tennessee off of their 13th offensive rebound. Grant Williams triple team. And we get a foul on Mississippi State. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Molly, what's the latest?
Well, Tom, it is confirmed that Nick Weatherspoon has a neck injury, and he's been taken to Barnes Jewish Hospital nearby.
Thank you. Grant Williams to the free throw line. Not the information we wanted to hear.
No, not at all. I saw some pictures on social media of when all that was going on, the Tennessee players huddled up on their knees praying for that young man. At the end of the day, the SEC is one huge family. And I'm sure those prayers throughout the entire SEC country will continue to go up this evening until we get more information on Nick Weatherspoon.
They've got him in the right spot. Barnes Jewish Hospital, the #1 hospital in the state. His brother Quindary trying to play a basketball game.
It's still an odd feeling in the building, isn't it, Tom?
Of course.
Can you sense it? It just is.
As it should be.
As it should be, absolutely.
Carter short, and Bowden with the rebound.
Schofield's the first big down the floor, so he gets a deep touch of the paint. Tennessee can put you in some long defensive possessions. They did it the last time. They can work that shot clock down to 6 or 7 with the best of them. Getting that ball side to side off pin downs and back screens and flares.
Good ball movement. Mississippi State smothers it with the shot clock winding down. Here's Wright, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. A release of emotion for Mississippi State on the drive and the finish by Eli Wright.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's almost like they needed a play like that to get themselves going again. And Eli Wright in the open floor does a good job of getting hit and keeping his chin locked in on that rim. Watch, he takes the contact. His chin never moves and does a nice job of rolling it off the top left part of the glass.
Schofield with the answer.
He has been so good the last 3 games offensively. And I talked about in the first half. He cuts hard. He makes violent cuts to get open. But at the end of the play, the game slows down when he elevates to shoot.
Lamar Peters took the game over last night. Holman with the runner.
Holman's quickness has bothered both Schofield and Grant Williams in this ball game when he's gotten that ball in that low block. The face-up game and the drive of Holman is difficult to defend.
Tennessee stars, by the way, in the offensive end, Jimmy, are combined 6 for 18. Williams and Schofield. Admiral Schofield is second-team all-conference performer with his first bucket of the second half. This on a 3.
Yeah, he's really cutting hard. We didn't see the hard cut by Schofield, but the release from the big fella is pure. Release, rotation, and result.
AT&T gives you more for your thing, your getting serious thing. That moving out of the friend zone, moving in together, and getting 2 of everything thing. Those fur babies preparing you for real babies thing. That one for me, one for you, us together for the rest of forever thing. Buy one iPhone 8, get one iPhone 8 on us. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Hey guys, with Regions Lock It, if my Regions credit, check card, or now prepaid card gets lost or stolen, or if I suspect unauthorized use, or even fraud, I can totally lock my card for online, in-store, or ATM transactions. And unlocking is just as easy. Regions Lock It is the GOAT. Get it? Greatest of all time.
Real funny, Tom.
Open a Regions checking, credit, or Now Card account with new Lock It. It's secure, easy to use, and customizable.
I'm Jimmy. This is my definition of fresh since 1983.
Time to take a look at who's taking the next step. Brought to you by Regions Bank.
Well, Admiral Schofield has gone to work in this ball game. He's 2 rebounds shy of a double-double. And Rick Barnes knows that he has a guy that he can put in different spots on the floor, knocking down threes. He's 2 out of 5 for this game. His three-point shooting has really increased just over the last couple of weeks. But Admiral Schofield, we salute you right now because of offensively all the things that Rick Barnes can do with you on this floor.
Admiral Schofield's AAU coach was Dickie Simpkins. Dickie Simpkins played for Rick Barnes at Providence, and they won the 1994 Big East tournament with Barnes the coach. Dickie Simpkins playing alongside Michael Smith. That's the only conference tournament Rick Barnes has won. By the way, Providence tonight giving Xavier all they can handle in the Big East tournament. They've gone to overtime in that one. Providence was down 17 in the second half. Right now, they've got one of the last 4 byes. That would be a huge win for the Friars. Alabama has moved from last 4 in up a few spots the last 4 buys thanks to 2 wins here in St. Louis. Grant Williams deep and to the left hand, and one for Grant Williams.
Boy, out of timeout. Rick Barnes gets exactly what he wants, and you have to be awfully concerned when you come out of that timeout knowing that Grant Williams will be option number 1 and option number 2. They get a ball reversal. He spreads out. He sits on the legs of Holman, takes away Holman's ability to jump. And his wide shoulders, Tom, it really takes the shot blocker out of play because his shoulders are so wide, and he goes with the offhand.
Grant Williams is comfortable at the free throw line. The sophomore from Charlotte out of Providence Day School said the most nervous he's ever been was when he was on stage for his high school play. Anything goes. He still hears from a lot of his classmates that are in the arts and in theater.
If Mississippi State's going to hang in this game, they have to start hanging on the glass. They are being pounded right now by Tennessee, 35-21 on the boards.
Quindary Weatherspoon hasn't made a shot since his brother was injured. He gets fouled on this one and will go to the free throw line.
And he has not driven left into a shot all night as well. He is a strong right-handed driver. In the first half, he was a right-handed driver from the right side of the floor. This time, he's a right-handed driver from the left side of the floor. And if you're Tennessee, you have to delete his ability to bounce that thing strong with the right paw.
You mentioned Q Weatherspoon hasn't made a shot since his brother left this game. He's usually very involved in timeouts. He stood on the periphery of that last timeout, staring blankly, not adding anything, not speaking to anyone. He's been like that the past couple timeouts, so he's understandably affected by what's happened here tonight.
Well, normally a 75% free throw shooter, Molly. He goes 1 for 2 there. Mississippi State, though, holds on to the possession, down 6 with 11 minutes to go. Against the number 2 seed Tennessee, number 1 seed Auburn. Lost their first round game. Got knocked out by Colin Sexton and Alabama earlier today. Kentucky smothered Georgia. The Wildcats advanced to the weekend. Here's Wright, and he's short. Still to come after we finish with this one, it will be Arkansas and Florida.
Again, Tennessee putting Mississippi State in a long defensive possession, waiting for a breakdown.
Alexander was surprised by that pass. Williams kicks it out. Another offensive board.
Such strong hands. Grant Williams doesn't fumble bad passes, comes out of traffic situations with it more times than not.
Shot clock is at 5. Here's Bone. It's at 2 now. Jordan Bone, pull up floater. And Eric Holman yanks it down. Loose ball. Possession arrow staying this direction.
And Holman that time was a 6'10" guard. He drove it right at the corner where Q Weatherspoon was. Looks like he was going to put Q into a dribble handoff. Instead, he just turns the corner and did everything but make the layup. Very difficult to defend when your 4/5 guy can bring it in transition, fake the dribble handoff, and turn the corner.
Holman will get a breather. Xavier Stapleton just re-entered. He is playing with 4 personal fouls. Here's Stapleton, point-blank range.
Q Weatherspoon has been really good off baseline, out-of-bound underplays. That time he didn't score, but he got the ball to the power part of the floor, forced the defense to respond, and made the nice drop-off.
Williams deep. Jump hook short. Adu had it and then got knocked out and picks up the foul. That'll be on Kyle Alexander. It's the 3rd on Tennessee's big. Jimmy, everything that's happened in this game for Mississippi State. A team that has turned it over 11 times, allowed 15 offensive rebounds, lost one of their star players to a scary injury, and they're only shooting 38% this half, but they're only down by 4.
Yeah, how about that? It's they went for a 4 or 5 minute period.
Oh,
there.
That's a turnover.
Yes, you cannot move.
Can only move after a made basket. 12th turnover of the game for Mississippi State. I interrupted you, but the idea that they're only down 4.
Yeah, Mississippi State is, and they went through a 4 or 5 minute period right after the injury that just they were all disengaged, but somehow they've hung in this basketball game, and now they have 9:20 to regroup. I'd like to know how much Ben Howland's talking to his team about X's and O's and how much he's talking to them about their mind right now in every timeout in terms of let's keep going forward. Let's keep going forward.
A good sign that Quindary Weatherspoon is actually in the timeout. Now Ben Howland talking with him, and communication an issue right now with Stapleton. You see the resume for Mississippi State, 22-10. They win 9 games in conference play for the first time since the SEC expanded by adding A&M and Missouri. They've got a BPI in the top 70. There's some really good wins, including on the road against a huge Texas A&M team. They knocked off Arkansas. They took Missouri to overtime in Columbia, and they beat them in Starkville. They went from the bubble to out, but they could play their way in by making it to the championship, according to Joe Lunardi. Wednesday, SEC Inside gives you an all-access pass to the men's basketball tournament at the Scottrade Center here in St. Louis for never-before-seen footage and sounds. It all starts at 9 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Jimmy, this has been one heck of a tournament. Yesterday was fantastic, and we've seen some superstars today.
Yeah, it's been one heck of a year for the SEC. You know what? The league did their work early in non-conference play, not only in terms of their strength of schedule, but the number of wins they had on neutral floors and in that feast week and all the wins that this league racked up. And then it has carried over into conference play. And as a result, the teams that come out of this league, Tom, in that NCAA tournament, they have been in big games, close games all year long. And it would not surprise me at all to see 4 teams again in the Sweet 16 this year out of this league.
Here's Schofield. Lamonte Turner running the offense for Tennessee. No Grant Williams. Who do they look to? Shot clock is at 9. Jordan Bone trying to probe. Nowhere to go. Walker kicks it out with 2 on the shot clock. Walker follows it up. He has it blocked. Mississippi State finally fouls. And great effort inside by Derek Walker Jr., the freshman from across the state in Kansas City.
That tells you a lot about Tennessee. They didn't get concerned with the shot clock winding down. They trusted their offense. They got a backside 3 that didn't fall, but then they got on the weak side board. That is terrific offense by the Tennessee Volunteers.
Derek Walker Jr. had some superstar teammates on the AAU circuit. They won Nike Peach Jam with his MoKan AAU team. It just happened to feature a guy by the name of Michael Porter Jr. and in the backcourt, Trae Young. I wonder if Derek Walker ever touched the basketball.
No. Yes. He took it out of the net to inbound it. That would be it.
Mississippi State flying all over the place. So is Jordan Bone. A beautiful move to the rack. It's his first bucket, and Tennessee's up 7. Quindary Weatherspoon, too strong. Tennessee has 16 second chance points on 18 offensive rebounds. It's Bone again. And Ben Howland needs to stop it. It's a 9-point Tennessee lead. Back-to-back buckets for the sophomore point guard, Jordan Bone.
Yeah, the back-to-back explosive plays by Jordan Bone. And both of them started in the middle third of the floor. They operate off of a high, flat ball screen that is reversed. The screener is facing the rim, and it puts Adu in a bad situation. No help, automatic 2.
You had this guy who was playing like a Harlem Globetrotter in a real game with real competition.
There will never be another Pete Maravich.
Can't miss doesn't mean perfect. An SEC storied film. Maravich, Monday at 9 on the SEC Network.
When it comes to car insurance, imitation is not a sincere form of flattery. And to the unsuspecting, it can be deceptive. So when you go online, Be sure you're getting an actual quote from the General Insurance, not an imitation.
The General has provided low-cost auto insurance for more than 50 years. Get your anonymous online quote with low payments now.
And if you don't see our smiling faces, you're on the wrong website, buddy.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
I am the one and only DQ chicken strip basket, now $4.99. I am the 100% all-white meat tenderloin reason you close your eyes when you bite. Country gravy don't normally take to strangers, but it sure as sugar takes to me. Because I'm not fast food. I am fan food.
Oh, this is taking forever. I'm so hungry I could die.
Whoa, Pete. Maybe choose better words?
At least he had time to eat.
Unbelievable.
No excuses.
Not cool, Pete.
Snap into bold-flavored protein. Snap into a Slim Jim.
Tennessee has opened up a 9-point lead on Mississippi State. Jimmy thinks in large part to adjusting their ball screen action.
Yeah, Rick Barnes takes his high flat ball screen and he flips it. Kyle Alexander is facing the rim this way. So now his defender Adu is in a real bind because if he does anything wrong, this is just a straight rim run. So he's got to stay attached. So now for there's no help on the downhill drive. That's a very difficult play to defend. You flip the high flat ball screen, and now the guy that's setting the screen defensively is put in a bind because if he steps out, Tom, to delete the drive, his guy just has a rim run. A much quicker way to get a rim run than the screener facing half court.
The screener has his back to the basketball. So what responsibility is it on the ball handler to set up the screen? Because he can't see him and he can't even feel him until it happens.
Yeah, it's it's a field play. Because what you're banking on is the screener's defender making a mistake. And if he comes over to take away my drive, it's an automatic dive to the rim. Very difficult to defend.
Back-to-back buckets for Jordan Bone by getting to the rack. Lamar Peters only has one bucket this half. Working on Turner, and there's a second bucket. It's another 3 for Peters. He's got a baker's dozen, and it's a 6-point game.
Talk about him in the first half. He may not be the best guard on the floor, but don't tell him that. Plays without fear and a ton of confidence.
Schofield. Tennessee will reset, shot clock at 10. Eric Walker gives it up. Turner. Alexander, another offensive rebound. Tennessee is controlling the glass, and that is foul number 2 on Quindary Weatherspoon.
Boy, guys that will go get an out-of-area rebound like Alexander, they have great value. And most coaching staffs, the next day, they will clip those out-of-area offensive rebounds and really reward them in front of the team because an out-of-area offensive rebound, Tom, requires a kid that has energy, he has toughness, and he's not afraid of contact. Those are just winning basketball plays. That's all it is, just a winning play by Alexander. They refuse to give up, pound the offensive glass. And I said in the first half, in March, on neutral floors, you win games in the paint, on that offensive glass, and getting yourself to the free throw line.
Alexander is 71% free throw shooter on the season. 2 for 3 tonight. Junior from Milton, Ontario, Canada.
That is a big number for Mississippi State to overcome in terms of the rebound numbers in this game. It continues to pile up on it.
Peters is a lefty, goes to his right, pulls up, and he hits another one. Tough shot, Lamar Peters. 16 now for the superstar from New Orleans.
I'm telling you, that's the type of kid you can force him to the offhand, off direction, back him up, it doesn't matter. When he rises to shoot it, he thinks he's the best shooter in this league.
Gambles on the steal. Adu tries it. Loose ball. Peters has it. Heat check, converted 3, short. And Grant Williams takes it to the deck. That should be a travel, and it is. It'll be Mississippi State's basketball down 5.
And the travel occurred because of just the energy and the effort of Peters to come in after the miss. And there's that step back. He's a left-handed kid, like you said, so he has to get a little bit more separation when he's going to his right than towards his left. But his refusal to give up on that miss is what ultimately caused Grant Williams to stumble with the basketball.
Peters is 4 for 7 from deep on the season. He came in averaging 10 points a game. He had 24 against LSU. He's got 16 tonight. At a career high 25 against Kentucky last year.
Rick Barnes spent a ton of time as the head coach. His voice got pretty firm in that film session that I set on in terms of baseline out of bounds under.
Adu saves it off of Tennessee. And there's an emotional release again. The fans behind the bench trying to implore their team to make some baskets.
Yeah, the energy level of Mississippi State has picked up over the last 3 minutes. And Ben Howland, I think right now as a head coach, feels like I have my team back at that competitive level we were at prior to the injury.
Quindary Weatherspoon has not made a shot this half. He is 0 for 5. He's inside there on an offensive rebound. His first make is a chance for a three-point play.
How good has he been on baseline out-of-bound unders? Q Weatherspoon. He has scored off of it. He's passed off of baseline out-of-bound unders. And this time, he gets the offensive rebound. Gets inside position, strong 2 hands, 2 shot fakes, up and in. Competes, man.
And not only that, but he gets the 4th on Kyle Alexander. And a 6'11" junior is going to have to leave this game. That might have an effect on Tennessee's offensive rebounding and the big edge that they have on the glass. Quindary Weatherspoon is talking with one of the officials, Brian Shea. He wants to be able to towel off before he attempts his free throw. A bubble team just wrapped up an impressive win. Providence, Rick Barnes' old squad, beats Xavier 75-72 in overtime.
Well, they beat a good team doing it. Xavier's a team that you could certainly be in that Elite 8 game with Blewett, Akura.
Butler and Villanova play later. Inside, Grant Williams. Carter had it, lost it. They'll say Mississippi State basketball knocked out by Williams.
Mississippi State continues to not foul Grant Williams.
And now you can feel the emotion coming from Mississippi State if they can continue this run. They've outscored Tennessee 6-0 over the last minute of action.
It's the fans behind the bench of Mississippi State. The first time they've been up, engaged since the injury, and the game feels like a normal game again.
Quindary Weatherspoon gets cut off. Tries to feed it inside, and Schofield with the denial. Admiral Schofield gives it up on the break. Bowden is fouled. It's the 3rd on Quindary Weatherspoon. As Jordan Bowden goes to the free throw line, we have an update on Nick Weatherspoon. Here's Molly.
Nick Weatherspoon, as we mentioned, was taken to Barnes Jewish Hospital nearby with a neck injury. I am told that he did wiggle his toes, and he has communicated with the people around him.
Given the circumstances, that is fantastic news.
Sure.
The best we've heard tonight.
Sure it is.
His brother Quindary, the leading scorer for this Mississippi State team on the season. 29 teams in college basketball have a set of brothers on their squad. Nobody has a pair that has started every game like Mississippi State. Pat Adams giving a warning to Admiral Schofield. Is that what just happened?
He pointed at Admiral, didn't he?
Yeah, I believe Admiral Schofield and Abdul Adu were both warned. So Pat Adams saw something he didn't like between those two combatants. Doesn't want to tee both of them up, but letting him know that if it continues, he would.
We haven't seen a right-handed drive by Q Weatherspoon in this half on the right side of the floor.
Peters, the lefty, short. Adu has it. And Tennessee comes out of there with it, and Jordan Bone.
It wasn't good offense. Peters handled that thing about 11 or 12 bounces. The ball never moved from side to side. You never got Tennessee in the defensive rotation, and it's very hard to get to the rim against Tennessee if you don't do that.
Bowden turns it over. 5:05 to go. Could we see the co-champs, both of them, lose on the first time on the floor? Auburn got knocked out by their rivals from Alabama earlier. Rick Barnes' team getting all they can handle from Mississippi State here in Game 3 of quarterfinal Friday. Three balls short. Another board by Lamonte Turner. He's going to push. Goes right past Holman, but then loses it. Grant Williams has it. Tennessee has gone nearly 4 minutes without a field goal.
Well, it should be Schofield or Grant Williams time right now.
Bowden finds Williams. It's poked away by Quindary Weatherspoon. Crossover at midcourt. Q Weatherspoon to the rack.
That's big time.
And we got a one-point game.
Tom, your description, the crossover at midcourt is what got him really going downhill. That crossover move was special for a kid his size. And the acceleration out of it is what made the play.
State scored 11 of the last 14. Curl, Turner, left hand, goes.
Well, Tennessee just continues to grind away off that pin down action, and guys curling to the painted part of the floor. Moving screen.
Oh, and that's a shame because Lamar Peters was wide open coming off of it. It's the third on Eric Holman. The leaders have been Peters and Q Weatherspoon.
Yeah, Q Weatherspoon, your description was so good. The crossover really got Q Weatherspoon going on the steal. As he comes over, boom, that right there, that change of hands just got him an extra shot of acceleration, and we have ourselves a ball game.
AT&T gives you more for your thing, your getting serious thing. That moving out of the friend zone, moving in together, and getting two of everything thing. Those fur babies preparing you for real babies thing. That one for me, one for you, us together for the rest of forever thing. Buy one iPhone 8, get one iPhone 8 on us. More for your thing. That's our thing.
It's Belk's anniversary sale, and our spring fashion is here. Shop designer brands and store-wide bonus buys. Save on Crown and Ivy, spring dresses, fine jewelry, and more. Choose your Lancome free gift. Plus, earn Belk Bucks during our anniversary sale.
Hello, friend. Al Purnell here. I want to tell you about this box of Purnell's Old Folks Quick Frozen Country Sausage Patties. It's outstanding in its field. Get a box of Old Folks Country Sausage Patties. Keep them frozen, and when you're ready, place the frozen patties in the skillet. It unlocks the flavor as it thaws and cooks. It's made right. Tastes like country sausage ought to taste. Keep Purnell's Old Folks sausage in your freezer, and you're ready for a treat many times. Pick up Purnell's Old Folks Country Sausage at your favorite store, 'cause it's good.
It's about having fun with the people that matter. Being spontaneously playful, savoring life, and making every moment colorful. Crown and Ivy, exclusively at Belk. Shop our anniversary sale.
Let's take a look at Playing with Style, brought to you by Belk.
Lamar Peters is now 4 out of 7 from the three-point line. And he's made shots going to his right, and he's made shots going to his left. The rest of the team 0 for 11, and Mississippi State, you look up, they're 4 out of 18, all because of the 4 three-point makes by little number 1.
6-foot sophomore from New Orleans, Anna Landry Walker. It's amazing if you think about where Lamar Peters has come from as a point guard, Jimmy, because he was a shoot-first guy earlier this season, maybe even a little bit last year. He turns into a pass-first guy. He becomes a little bit more unselfish, and then the shots come for him, as they have the last 2 days.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of T.J. Starks at Texas A&M.
Sure.
In terms of a guy that's not a natural true point guard, a scoring, explosive kid that's just has to learn the position on the fly, and it's really an amazing story. You look up, and Mississippi State is right in this ball game.
Tennessee is only shooting 33% this half. What has Mississippi State done on the defensive end?
They've locked in. They've guarded that ball. You don't see Tennessee doing anything off the bounce that's putting Mississippi State in a bad spot. It's all perimeter stuff right now for Tennessee's offense off of screening and passing.
Williams gets it 16 feet from the hole. Will try to face up on a pump fake. On the second one, he misses. Holman has the rebound.
Just like that is a 15-foot jump shot instead of a hard drive to the rim. Bone got a couple of them in the second half. That's been about it.
State just 4 of 18 from 3. Lamar Peters, the only one that's made one. They're down 3 here with 3 to go. Quindary Weatherspoon into the paint, lost it. It was picked by Lamonte Turner, and out front with the finger roll, Tennessee now with a 2-possession lead, up 5.
Boy, the hand action of Lamonte Turner, how critical it was at a crucial time, because Q Weatherspoon had turned the corner, getting ready to go in for a 2.
Peters working on Daniel, kick to Q for 3. Grant Williams has it. And Tennessee trying to extend a 5-point advantage with 2:20 to go.
I would anticipate Tennessee putting Mississippi State in a long defensive possession right here. Get a couple of side-to-side reversals.
With 11 on the shot clock. Turner finds it and strokes it from point-blank range.
Just the ability of Grant Williams to get in there and battle and keep the ball alive and tap it out. I talked about the rebounding differential in this ball game. Very difficult to overcome for Mississippi State. 20-11 in second chance points.
Bulldogs need some buckets. Holman to Adu, and a blocking foul after the pass, and that'll go on Grant Williams, the 3rd on the SEC Player of the Year.
And the reach around from behind, the gamble pays off for Turner. Q got a little loose with the ball, the high dribble as he turned the corner. And then the tap, I look at Grant Williams, just surrounded by maroon jerseys, but 6'5" kid with long arms keeps it alive, and Turner, right spot, right time.
Mississippi State has not been a great free throw shooting team this season, but they're 11 of 13 tonight. And if they want to come back in this game, they'll have a chance with Holman at the line for a 1-on-1. He's earned a second. They were within 1 at 52-51. Holman converts them both. They'll put on some pressure. 1:46 to go. 5-point game. Tennessee having trouble. Taken away by Lamar Peters. Wright wanted to fire it up. Back to Peters. Down by 5. Mississippi State went on a crazy comeback on the road at Columbia, Missouri, down 12 late. It's looking similar. Peters with the 3. He's got 19. Pressure on again.
Boy, the inability to handle the face guard pressure that Mississippi State's putting on Tennessee right now. They're in trouble again.
It was a much larger comeback in Columbia. They were down 12 with 1:37 to go. They put on the pressure. Missouri turned it over. Now Tennessee doing the same thing.
Yeah, the body language of Tennessee walking to their huddle is not good right now. They had a costly turnover, and no one is making a double cut. They're all making straight line cuts to the ball. Those are easy to defend when you're face guarding. You got to go one direction and the other. And then again, Lamar Peters, you can go right, you can go left. The one thing you don't do is let me get one off with the game on the line. Ton of confidence by Peters.
He's made 5 threes in this game. Jimmy, I'd venture to guess that 4 of the 5 have come from that right
over there.
Left-hander.
You made one over here, and the others have been on that spot.
Look at Peters' numbers since the break. 12 points on 4 of 5 shooting. When his team needed him the most, he has turned it up. Life has not been easy for Lamar Peters. His dad passed away the Thursday before the Texas A&M game last year. He was shot multiple times, and to make it even sadder, his dad had just come back into his life, and they were trying to reacquaint themselves and get to know each other again, and just like that, his dad was gone.
Things that don't make sense sometimes, Tom Hart. There's the face guard pressure again with Holman at 6'10", on the ball, taking away vision of the passer.
Quindary Weatherspoon with the foul, trying to separate Lamonte Turner from the ball. It's the 4th. on Q Weatherspoon.
Lamonte Turner, Tom, got the ball and immediately spun to the outside, knowing I've got to get this thing going. If he spins back the other direction, the double team's coming, the pressure's coming. Could have spun right back into a turnover.
One and one for Tennessee and Lamonte Turner, 91% on the season. Front end missed. Rebounded by Tennessee. Timeout taken by Grant Williams. He was falling out of bounds. They're going to give him the timeout.
Well, Grant Williams, again, the ability to keep the ball alive. He's inbounds. He's not in the air going out of bounds. He established himself inbounds with the basketball, so he has the right to call the timeout.
And that's a key part of that, because a couple years ago they reversed that rule. You can't save yourself from going out of bounds by using a timeout.
Right.
And with 1:16 to go, possession means everything.
Yes, but to me, he had established himself, and he was upright when he was making the call. He had control of the ball. He had control of his body. So I think it was the right call. So now what does Tennessee have to do? Got to get the ball in bounds. Again, the pressure is on Tennessee, because you know Mississippi State is going to come hard with ball pressure, not only on the ball, but off the ball as well.
Offensive rebounds tonight for Tennessee, 22 of them. They've led to 20 second chance points. Mississippi State on the season is plus on the rebounding margin. This is out of character for them.
Boy, that straight line alignment, if you can get a guy on the outside shoulders like Q is, this is not an easy way to get it in.
You got a foul before the ball is inbounded. Eric Holman commits his fourth. Tennessee is in the bonus. Admiral Schofield now has 2 free throws coming his way. They're in the double bonus. 24 points last meeting for Admiral Schofield when Tennessee won down in Starkville. He's got 11 tonight. That's big. One more makes it a 2-possession game with 1:16 to go.
Admiral Schofield straddles the nail. He doesn't put his shooting foot on the nail, but because he releases the basketball from his face, he lines up the middle of his body right at the middle of the rim.
74% on the season, 2 big ones there. It's a 4-point Tennessee lead. Here's Lamar Peters. He had Q for a moment.
Yes, he did.
Peters going to his favorite spot. Balls are there. Almost lost it. Shot clock's at 11. He's trapped by Bone. Will try to swing it. Lamonte Turner gets fouled by Eric Holman, and that is the 5th on Holman.
Boy, as good as Lamar Peters has been over the last 7 or 8 minutes, he completely over-dribbled and dribbled Mississippi State out of an offensive opportunity. Holman gets called for the contact over the back. And now free throws for Lamonte Turner.
So Tennessee will have a chance to salt it away at the line. Holman is done for the night. Maybe the season Mississippi State needed to make it to the championship game, according to Joe Lunardi, to have a chance to get into the big dance. Costly. One more coming. Scores on the floor for Mississippi State. Peters. Wright. Weatherspoon.
You know, Tennessee doesn't want to foul. You can spread the floor and drive. Give yourself a good chance for a 2 and extend this game.
They hedge hard on Peters. Williams helps out again. Peters trying to get in and get some contact. He does, and it's a chance for 3 the old-fashioned way. Lamar Peters has 21, and he's going to the line with 42 seconds left.
Well, I said it about Colin Sexton, and Lamar Peters is not Colin Sexton, but the similarity is how do you guard Moxie, because this kid has nowhere to go. Tennessee is kind of in the gap, but he just refuses to give up on the play. And the contact right there by Bone, and Lamar Peters has his team right back in this ball game.
Two-point game. 15 of Peters' 22 have come in the second half.
Can you get a stop when you need a stop?
Ben Howland is as defensive-minded of the guy that we have in the college game.
12-second difference between the shot and the game clock.
All those shell drills and guard the ball drills and clean up the missed drills. It comes down to a play like this.
Tennessee has 22 offensive rebounds in this one. Schofield, 3, no. Wright's got the board, 16 seconds left. Mississippi State down 2. Peters with 10, trying to shake into the paint. Kicks, Stapleton for the lead. And Bone brings it down for Tennessee. A quick foul with 3.5. Ooh, I am shocked that Lamar Peters gave it up.
I am too. I mean, Stapleton wide open from the corner 3. Peters got right where he wanted to be. I mean, he had a drop off to the corner, though, that's hard to turn down because Grant Williams had rotated over, and they'd also rotated in front of Adu. Schofield rotates over to take the front side of Adu out of the play. And Peters says, I'm going to make a rim decision. The decision said go to the corner. Shot just doesn't go.
2 for Jordan Bone, 85% on the season. He can practically seal it with a make here. The lead is 3.
Mississippi State with no timeouts left. So if this is a miss, it is play on the move.
And Colin Sexton and others have proved you can cover a lot of ground in 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, if it's a miss, how quickly can Lamar Peters get the ball in his hands? That will be the question. If it's a make, doesn't matter.
It's a miss.
Get it to
Coleman has it. Got to get it out of there with 1. Peters runs out of time. And the gutsy effort by Mississippi State on an emotional night in St. Louis comes up 3 points short. Rick Barnes' squad avoids defeat by the narrowest of margins.
Tom, Tennessee did the right thing. The shot was missed, and they immediately got on the rebounder and put him in traffic and did not allow a quick outlet pass. If you go back and see after the miss, Tennessee was very well drilled in situations like this. There you see the missed shot, and look at Tennessee. Grant Williams just surrounds him right there and doesn't give an easy outlet pass. And Tennessee breathes a deep sigh of relief.
Grant Williams goes for double figures again, but it was a battle tonight, an emotional night. And Grant standing by with Molly.
Thank you so much, Tom. Grant, a back and forth battle in this game, some scoring droughts too. What was your mentality down the stretch?
Honestly, I wasn't playing well most of the game. Admiral did a good job carrying us most of the time. Lamonte did a good job as well. So we were just playing on being aggressive and locking up on the defensive end because our offense wasn't really working that well. We were getting kind of stagnant, so we were just locking on defense.
You guys combined for 50 rebounds in this game. What kind of fight did you see out of your team in this one?
That's something that we stressed. We couldn't allow them to get offensive rebounds. We couldn't allow them to get easy transition buckets, but it just started with boxing out and then crashing the offensive glass. I think we had double-digit offensive rebounds and we got stops.
What does your team need to do to keep playing until Sunday?
Really is defending, because at this point in the year, it's all about guarding, and the offense will flow because the other teams, if they go on a run, we got to be able to lock it down and then come on the other end.
Thanks, Grant. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Dari, I'll send it over to you now.
All right, Molly, sounds good. Thank you much. There is your player of the year in the SEC. This was a hard-fought, physical, not offensively beautiful basketball game, but Tennessee indeed does move on. They'll face the winner of our next game, Florida and Arkansas, in tomorrow's second semifinal. But what an entertaining last 5-10 minutes of this basketball game, guys.
Competitive, gutsy.
Wow, I'm telling you, Mississippi State, you got to feel it's just a few close shots away from getting you guys. Rick Barnes, the coach of the year, with us. I know you can't hear me very well. I'll try to yell and adjust my mic so I'm not blowing anybody out here. That last 5-10 minutes, from your perspective, they had opportunities. It was physical, tough. What was that like from where you were standing?
We were fortunate. That's what I think. We were fortunate. I looked at the stat sheet, 17 turnovers, which is pretty ridiculous, to be quite honest with you. But Grant Williams struggled. I didn't think I felt like a team that we had lost our rhythm a little bit. It's the first time all year in a long time since Christmas, our guys have had 2 days off that we gave them at the end of the regular season, and we did have one good workout, but this time of year, like Andy said, you just advance, and that's what it got down to. Not a lot of good things other than the fact that we won the game when you really look at it from our perspective.
Coach, you're plus 17 on the glass, 22 offensive rebounds, 20 second chance points. That's the reason that you're playing tomorrow.
That is, and that's the reason. Because, again, we had some good looks there, but I think you got to give them credit, too. They're long, and they got up there, and they definitely bothered Grant. I mean, because he had some looks that he normally makes. I thought he pressured himself today too much. I thought Admiral did that to start the game, but you're right, Andy. We rebounded, and we hadn't been doing that, so that was a big plus for us.
Chasing the ball.
Coach, you just alluded to it. Do you contribute that to rust? You had a lot, a nice lift of time off, and you guys looked a little rusty. It seemed like it was times in the game where you could have really took control of this game and really blew them out. But Mississippi State got back into the game. You contribute that to being a little rusty?
Well, I attribute the bad offense when he had a chance to take advantage of it, because we had turnovers that you can't have, double dribbles and just losing the ball, bad passes. What I mean by what we do, we haven't been a good team even after a day off coming back from practice. And Andy, you've had teams like that. But we knew we had to give them 2 days off to give them fresh legs. And then you're thinking about how can we keep fresh legs but keep it going.
Coach, the first one's always the hardest in tournament play.
It is.
Your defense, your rebounding carried you.
Yes.
Your shooting will come. I believe that.
And that's what we told our guys. The one thing we've got to hang our hat on is the fact that we've got a guard. That's what's got us where we have been all year. And we've had games like this, many games where we haven't looked very good on offense.
Rick, after coaching a game like this one, it probably feels like yesterday that you all were presented that trophy at midcourt for winning the conference championship. How much emotion did that bring into it, knowing what you'd accomplished, seeing the hardware delivered to you by the commissioner?
Well, I didn't go out and see it. But I told the guy,
your team,
we actually told our guy this morning, hey, we got to do this, but if that's all you want, we're in trouble.
Right.
And I know it has to be done here. I'd rather it had been done in Knoxville after the game,
But they let you take it with you, I heard.
Oh, really?
I don't know personal experience, but they say you can take it home.
Remarkable. All right, Arkansas, Florida, that's the next one. How closely do you watch this? What will you be watching for in the next couple of hours?
Well, again, we started 2 weeks ago working on one-day prep. And we told our guys after our last game that, hey, now they're going to have to be on edge. They're going to have to be paying attention to what we have to do. We've played them both. Arkansas's first game of this regular season, that's a long time ago, but this time you got to go.
Absolutely. All right, well, Rick, congratulations. You did win. I know you got a message or two to deliver in there. We'll let you go do it.
I'll do it.
All right, thanks. There he is. He is the coach of the year, Rick Barnes. And Tennessee moves on. They'll face the winner of the next one again, Arkansas and Florida. You are going to get in this next game some fantastic guard play. Make no mistake.